Hi, so this is part two of a culture of seeing the mirror. So, these things that happen in this world, these horrific things, are a mirror of the nature of human society on this planet. So, obviously, the point is not to fall into a state of despair and believe that this is just how we are, so we just have to go along with our inevitable destruction at our own hands. That's not what this is about. What it is about is acknowledging this. Okay. And then how do we counter the despair? It's by doing things to change the image in the mirror. Okay. Because in the quantum field, we have sent out a signal that says this is who we are and this is why we are being confronted by this evil in our faces. Okay. We've sent it out. It's not a mistake that this thing is happening right after the festive season when all this fakery and nonsense goes on. This indulgence, this consumerism goes on, where people pretend to like each other when they hate each other, when families gather and refuse to talk about the evil that family members do to one another, the evil of the homelessness epidemic at the hands of bankers who care more about profit than human beings. We're all complicit when we watch this stuff happen. We are so many. It's like in South Africa, where we'll hear something like, oh, if it wasn't for white people owning all the land, black people wouldn't be living in poverty like this. White people are like 8% of the population. Black people are over 80, probably like 83, 85. Are you trying to tell me that 83, 85 people are at the mercy of 8% of the population in a democratic dispensation with the most liberal constitution in the world, where we have free education, free healthcare? We have to acknowledge that it is a failure of ourselves as people to hold ourselves accountable and to hold the leaders whose salaries are paid by our tax money. These people are our employees, but do we hold them accountable? No. Instead, we bow down to them and ask them to give us what belongs to us. This is the complicity. Okay. So, what do we do? All right. What we do is to change the reflection in the mirror by changing the quality of quantum entanglement. What does that mean? It means what you pay attention to becomes reality. All right? What you pay attention to becomes your culture. And as I say, culture creates behavior and behavior creates reality. So, how do we start changing this? 5 minutes a day is all we need to start changing it. Every one of us. Everyone who's concerned, 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day, there's a street kid that you pass on the way to work or on your way home. Take 5 minutes and talk to that kid and ask him, hey man, where do you come from? What's up? 5 minutes a day. If you can spend 5 minutes a day with that kid for the rest of your or his life, you will change the world. There's a saying that says, if you save one life, it's as if you've saved the whole world. And if you destroy one life, it's as if you've destroyed the whole world. You could save that child's life with 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day, you can tend to a vegetable garden. Okay, maybe you won't do anything really with 5 minutes a day, but still, it's something, you know. 5 minutes a day, you could exercise. 5 minutes a day, you could start writing that book that you've wanted to write. 5 minutes a day, you can hold off on that cigarette that you really want to smoke. Just wait 5 more minutes before you smoke it. And add another 5 minutes to that. 5 minutes a day, you can look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself what you could do to be more loving to yourself. Okay. 5 minutes a day, you can dedicate to feeding the cat that you can see is clearly been abandoned by its owners that's in your neighborhood. There's things that we can do with our time, with our attention. Because the thing is this, we keep falling for the trap of these people who represent this parasitic consciousness that's hijacked this planet. We go and march and we protest. How about you stop buying the products that they sell? How about you start asking where your tax money is going and saying, no, we refuse to let our taxes be used in this way? How about you stop watching as strip malls take over the businesses run by the families in your neighborhood? 5 minutes of reading the Constitution of South Africa so you know what the hell it actually says, and then maybe 5 minutes teaching people about it. There's all sorts of things that we can do to show that we are learning from history and that we are determined to change the reflection in the mirror. Because if we are going to make this disgusting information that we're receiving into some sort of sensationalist thing where it's all about, oh my God, did you see how disgusting, and they did this and this and this next disgusting thing. If that's going to be all we do with this information, then not only are we failing to change the reflection in the mirror, we are telling the people who have done this grotesque thing, which is a reflection of the worst traits of ourselves as humans, that we actually support what they've done and we find it entertaining and they should just keep doing more. And it's not going to be so funny when it's you. Okay. And, lastly, evil triumphs not only when good men do nothing, but evil also triumphs when we refuse to subject ourselves to the discomfort of introspection. And that's another thing we need to do. We all could be more loving to ourselves, our children, our partners, our family members. And love doesn't mean tolerating nonsense. It also means not tolerating nonsense. It means tolerating innocent mistakes, but not tolerating malicious harm. And too often we find ourselves tolerating malicious harm because the people who are committing that harm are in positions of power, either in our families, in our relationships, in our communities. When we refuse to speak truth to power, that is when we are making sure that they will keep reflecting back to us that which is the weakest, the laziest, most cowardly aspects of ourselves. So I think ultimately, as human beings, we cannot blame the devil. We cannot blame demons. All these beings do, all they do is tempt us to be the worst of ourselves. But we are the ones who have to comply. We are the ones who have to do the actual actions. In the Quran, it says that in the end of days, on Judgment Day, Satan will stand up in front of all the people who are being condemned with him. And he will say, I only suggested. You are the ones who complied. And that's all he can do is suggest. This is why I say we need to maintain a culture of spiritual hygiene. And the only way you do that is by honest introspection on a regular basis. It's the only way. You will not protect yourself from evil. You will not protect yourself from attracting negative quantum entanglement if you allow ignorance, willful ignorance, to make room for evil in your life. You have to shine the torch of truth into yourself on a daily basis, acknowledging your shortcomings, acknowledging your evil thoughts, acknowledging your laziness, and committing to rectify it, committing to understand it, committing to have compassion on those parts of yourself that are broken so that they can be healed, and committing to healing as uncomfortable as it may be. Only then will the mirror start to reflect that which is good, because you have allowed yourself to honestly face that which is evil. Thank you.